Hello everyone, this is Menz here. Going to be starting the night off with the M41 90mm here. Hello Simon, Martian, and GG. Looks like you guys were here a little bit early. But yeah, starting out with this tank. Oof, not exactly the best map in the world for this, but figure start things out with the newish tank, which I also have tonight, the heavy tank number 6 to kind of try out. I haven't exactly played a match in it yet, but picked it up today since Japanese heavies are on the list of things to grind down for me at some point. But in any event, as you see, started to stream a little bit earlier tonight, 5:30 here. Going to be streaming until right about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like always, if there's any questions or specific tanks you'd like me to play, feel free to mention them in chat and I'll do my best to get to them. Honestly, tier 10 match, not too much for me to kind of pick on outside of the tier 8 lights. Okay, let me focus on, I was staring at the mini-map, focus on not hitting all the rubble. So honestly, I'm going to actually swap over to HE to begin with. The HE has enough penetration on it to penetrate even things like bat chats, but mainly a lot of the light tanks that you come across, and even the side armor on a bit of medium tanks. I think I might be able to get a shot here. I should have taken a shot earlier, since would have not hit his spaced armor, and by that I mean the track, but oh well, not that big of a thing. Keep an eye on this guy on my left, this M41 that's behind us. That's not good. There is an IS-7 as well. I'm gonna actually, I was trying to hit his track there to knock it out, but no such luck. I'm hoping he pushes up a touch, which he is. He's trying to, of course, shoot my direction, which, yeah, shit. Trying to help you out there, M41. Sorry, kinda took my eyes off of this side of the map for a second. Not good, not good. Let's get him out. Didn't want to get rammed by him. Now we have a T110E4 coming around here. Oh, I'd rather take the shot than my teammate. We should be able to finish this guy off now. I don't know why he... Okay, well, that doesn't help, ramming into everybody. But in any event, I don't know why he rushed in there, because he was going to do pretty fine otherwise. I do have to be a little bit careful about all these mediums here. Hopefully our team keeps an eye on them. I just want to pull back since I don't have a lot of HP. Hello, Simon again. Don't have a lot of HP, so I just want to see if I can get a couple cheap little shots off, and potentially, say if the object starts getting flanked, help him out. Don't need a heat round for him, but nonetheless, I'll take a shot there. Okay, so M41 is booking it. Take him out. But yeah, low HP, best to just kind of play it safe. You don't really have much to lose, but at the same time, your upside's a lot higher than you just simply getting one shot off and dying. Ah, shit, I'm spotted by somebody. I wonder... Okay, I'm guessing it's that M48. So, okay. I was either going to let him kill him, then just pop out like I did, or I was going to let the M48 shoot, and then I was going to pop out. Just seems like I'm getting a little bit of, like, small little lag spikes here, but hopefully it's not affecting the quality of the stream that much. It's just making it a little bit weird for me to drive, because every now and then when I press a button, it seems like it's not exactly registering it very quickly. Thought I might have had a shot. There's just a little gap there, but I'm in a pretty small tank. Not too bad to start the stream out here. This tank's definitely fun. Makes a lot of credits. And really you just have to like light tanks. But in any event, Mastery Badge 2nd class. Not too shabby. Just under 1500 damage. And a little bit of a profit. Usually if you get a bit of a spotting damage in there, like a couple thousand, you can basically the most I've made net is about 80,000 net, which is basically in line with the other premiums. Alright, so why don't we hop over to, since I just started playing a couple matches before I start streaming here, just so I could get equipment on this thing before I hop into it. This tank, it's not the best premium in the world, but it definitely holds its own. It's just, it does struggle against tier 8s. Tier 7s it sees are fine, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't have preferential matchmaking. I could be completely wrong, but I don't think so. But really just with its penetration, it kind of struggles against higher tiers. Hello Foreplay, nice to see you again. Can't say my day's gone bad, so that's good for me. But yeah, this tank has a pretty good gun. Armor-wise, even though the Tiger itself at tier 7, the regular Tiger, its armor is a little bit lackluster for a heavy tank. At tier 6, it kind of works. You can get 5s to bounce off of you semi-regularly. You just need to angle it. Not super heavy, but about 25, 30-ish degrees, maybe a little bit more at times. That way you just maximize your frontal armor, and also your side armor is pretty strong to deflect shots. But the gun, pretty good gun outside of the penetration. You're going to struggle against heavily armored 7s and definitely a lot of tier 8 tanks if you come across them. But I don't see too many problems with this. It definitely has a lot less HP going for it than the tier 7 Tiger in the German line, but it's not too much of a concern. Since your armor actually holds up a lot better against the lower tiers that you see, it's kind of a decent trade-off. Yeah, the M4190 light tank, it's a pretty good tank. It's not bad for a premium tank. It just really comes down to if you like light tanks or not. If you don't like light tanks, I would not advise you to buy it. It'll be very frustrating. If you've never played like a light tank, I would kind of relate it to, I don't know, almost like the French mediums without autoloaders. Like, basically you're just playing a high tier medium without any armor whatsoever, no HP, and just mobility, kind of plinky gun, not dinky. The gun on it's pretty good for a light, but you're just gonna be running around doing a little bit of damage to everybody in little bits. Hello, Peter. Nice to see you again. Let's see if I can grab that shot again. Actually, probably didn't want to head right here this early. Luckily, your gun, while it does struggle against not lower tiers, higher tiers, it does a considerable amount of damage to the same tier and lower tier. You kind of tear things apart at times. So I'm going to let these guys deal with them. I see our north's a little bit weak, so I'm going to start putting a little bit of pressure on their base, just in case if they do push on our base, since we just have SPGs there, I'll be a little bit ahead of them, hopefully. Not that this map's terribly hard to get back to your base to defend from this side. I find it's a lot easier defending the northern base than the southern base if the enemy's already in it. I was about to say, it's definitely me who spotted him. Whether or not I'm going to hit him, there we go. That remains to be seen. But, alright, I'm more worried about getting this little TD out. Otherwise, this thing's not exactly the fastest thing in the world, since it is a Tiger tank. So people can kind of catch up with you. Like here, I was well out ahead of my team, but you can easily fall behind in this, since the engine's a little bit dinky. Joseph, I didn't really know that I was going to start streaming earlier. I actually haven't had any time to get on the PC until today. Um, I was hoping to get on yesterday to kind of get an article and whatever out, but I had a little bit of free time, so decided to hop on at 5:30 instead of 6. So it's nothing that you missed, but it was just I had an extra half hour, so decided to hop on an extra half hour early. Hello, Gigi. But otherwise, my next stream on Saturday is definitely going to start at 6 p.m. I don't think I'm going to have any luck there. I really don't feel like trying to chase an M8, so... Even if he is in D0, E0, I really don't care. If he wants to come to us, sure. Otherwise, I'm just going to get a little bit of capture points. That Fury can go damage in if he wants to, especially not to give someone a free top gun since he has 5 kills, but if he can kill him, dive in on there, dude. Ram him. There you go. That's well worth a Top Gun award, getting a ram kill like that. But yeah, this tank, granted this is my first match in it, just looking over the stats, and I've been wanting to buy it for quite some time. It's a pretty good premium. It's just when Matchmaker is throwing you in and there's not a lot of 6s and 5s to an extent for you to pick on, then it's definitely a little lacking in the penetration department. That's its main problem. Because even with APCR against some 8s, you're gonna be struggling. So I actually forgot to do my personal reserve, so why don't we hop into that. I'm just gonna pop in an hour one there. Alright, so why don't I switch things up? Yeah, why don't I play the Lorraine? Yeah, at this point in World of Tanks, like even I forget a few tank names, even I've been playing it for so long. There's something like 400 plus tanks, I think, at this point. It's a little difficult. Really, I guess remember a lot of the names and such since I do a lot for my website. If I didn't do articles and whatnot over the years, I probably wouldn't care that much about other tanks' names and such. It's just mainly learning weak spots and everything. It helps out a little bit remembering the names of stuff. So I'm gonna kind of focus in down here, maybe. I'm just kind of seeing what I'm gonna be up against down there. I might as well. But I'm gonna first see, okay, the 907's heading that way. Alright, T62A is heading left. So I'm gonna head down here. If both those tier 10 mediums went over there, I was actually gonna head up the 2 and 3 line, just because better to help them out. I'm trying to kind of hammer into my head to stop going to the weak flank, but honestly, looking at the enemy team here, most of their tank destroyers shouldn't make it up here, even if they come down here pretty quickly, and we should be fairly well matched down here with just the 4 of us here, if we can work as a team. Especially with the 907, he has a pretty decent amount of armor. I'm actually gonna, since there's only one SPG, I'm gonna not go all the way towards the edge of the map. See if I can get this Indian Panzer. Come on. I think he honestly spotted me. I'm gonna see if I can try to bait him around. Never mind. I was about to say, if I could bait him around, track him, and he was pretty much a goner. I'm gonna take a little bit of a gamble here. And yes, I'm gonna get damaged here. Would have liked to get the kill shot, but a little too risky to get it there. Alright, that T-34 is aiming my way. SPG hit. Honestly, not worth me popping out to take damage there. I was waiting for him to either fire at somebody or... Alright, Tortoise. This M53, 55 is honestly just about to fire at me again. So I'm actually going to pull back, head back towards the the middle. Primarily because I see our other side about to fall. Really, I could push the flag, but not too much for me to do there right now since I have a really long reload. Not that I've done much so far, but sometimes it's just what happens in a Lorraine. You have a very long reload, so you get one clip off. If the match is going very quickly, like it is now, and kind of snowballing, then sometimes you don't really have the luxury of getting much damage off. But fortunately our team's capping. Alright, I was kind of hoping... I honestly forget the little ins and outs of the map ever since they changed it now. So I'm actually going to pull back just a hair. And get towards the center. There might be one or two people trying to push towards our flag still, but I think I'll be better off heading over here and trying to stop this massive blob from reaching their cap again. But I might have been better off heading... Oh god, this is gonna hurt a little bit. At this point, yeah, I kinda... just kind of had to go with it there. There was no chance for me to get back in time. Of course, I keep frickin' hitting walls and stuff. There we go. At least I got a little bit more damage off, but I've got to... Now I've got to hightail it out of here. Unfortunately, though, we definitely lost the element of surprise. I've got to get back a little bit because that Tiger 2's pushing on me. He knows I'm one-shottable. In case this does go south, I'd rather be further back. My Type 59 will be able to deal with the Tiger 2 pretty easily. Or at least he should. He has been AFK the whole time. Don't know what the SP-1C's doing, but... Hello Abdul, nice to see you. Yeah, I started a little bit early. That's why you're not late. It's just, yeah, I decided to start a little bit earlier tonight. Alright, just wanted to reposition myself. Now they don't exactly know where I'm at. They might have an inkling, but... Granted, I'm gonna probably get myself into a little bit of trouble here. Unfortunately, now we're in a bit of a pickle. I can't go back up there because they're gonna spot me. If not, they might have spotted me already. I don't have a very good crew in this, so it's making it a little... Ooh, I got a little lucky there. I know I was seen, but yeah, I definitely got a little lucky. I'm gonna try to spot for you. I need to honestly pull back. I'm gonna go up here, so I just wanted to pull back a little bit. That way, hopefully I can just kind of peek over and help out this GW. But with this IS-4, I'm hoping... He's probably gonna honestly still push. That was a pretty nice shot. I don't think the T30 will push up here, but you just never know. It's not out of the realm of possibilities for that T30. Okay, he's down there. So most likely the Jagged Panzer is also down there with him. Aim time. There we go. Now I'm just gonna hopefully not get obliterated. Just a little careful here, because one little slip up. Oh god. And I'm gone. Luckily, ooh, Lord, we just got artillery here aiming at me. Whew, that was definitely lucky there, to say the least. Alright, artillery's reloading, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a gamble here. Shit! I can't believe I bounced. I don't even care if that the IS-4 killed me, but I'm a little upset at myself that I bounced off of him. I aimed a little bit too far to the right. That's pretty early, Abdul. But, yeah. It would have helped if that Type 59 didn't keep crashing. But, what can you do, though? It's not like it's his fault. Well, not that it's his fault entirely, but... Whew, that was a pretty big miss, but... hopefully that Type 59 is able to do something. I'm actually intrigued to see how this match ends, so usually I don't watch matches, but... This Type 59 should... See you, Joseph. I was about to say... Type 59 should be alright, but not if he does that. He just pushed right out in front of a IS-4 pointing at him. Granted, I kind of did the same thing, but at the same time, yeah. Oh well. Alright, I don't have too much of high hopes now. Ooh, where's this guy going? Ooh. Which, holy shit, our GW got out. This is actually going to be a little close here. If he's using heat, he's in trouble. Alright, since it's one-on-one, maybe I will stay. Never mind. Good job by the IS-4. I thought he was honestly going to head south, but yeah. I could have played that a little bit better to help him. But in any event, could do a little bit better myself, but still decent game. But alright, let's hop into, why don't we just pick the 183, which if there's any specific tanks anybody wants, feel free to mention them, or else I'm just going to keep randomly picking. Ooh, I haven't had this map in a while. I usually get a fiery salient, so yeah, I'm kind of pleasantly surprised to see this. I'll actually say I like this a little bit better than the other one, just because I find like the other one, just how it changes the terrain features in a couple areas, primarily basically the three main areas. I just feel like this one's a little bit more balanced. Hello, Doug. M103 and T32. Well, M103 of course is better since it's that tier higher, but honestly the T32 is probably the low point in the US line. I'd definitely go with the M103 just because it has a better gun. But the T32, even though its armor isn't great all around, it's basically a tank built around its armor just being hulled down, and it's really just the gun, the lack of accuracy that hurts the T32 a lot. And it's not even the penetration and whatnot. It's mainly just for the gun that the T32 has, it should be a little bit more comfortable. And honestly, I'm pretty sure historically the T32 had a 90mm gun mounted on it and not a 105mm gun. But who knows if it'll ever get that at it. Probably doubtful, but one could hope. Slowly making my way up here. I'd like to, since there's no artillery, I can just play a little bit more forward here. I'm gonna just hope I can get a shot here without that guy blocking me too much. But alright, because they're pushing pretty hard. I need to give them a love tap to stop them. I'm gonna start with the T110E5 because his armor is a little bit thicker all around. I'm just gonna basically keep them right in my view range, or out of my view range, but I'm gonna keep them in my render range and just start chucking some shells at them and see what happens. Alright, so he's hurting a little bit. Probably not the highest damage potential I can do shooting at him, but nonetheless, hitting him will definitely help my team out. Hopefully someone can finish him off with an ET shell or something. But I'm just gonna stay right at the render range. That way, less likely for me to be spotted, and still have plenty of things to shoot at. I just need them to, of course, keep giving me shots. Alright. It's 113. Ooh, this is gonna be close. There we go. Would have been better with the AP shell there, but yeah. Yeah, I can hop into the mouse, Simon. Yeah, the T-32, basically, it's just an armor tank. Its hull's a little bit squishy at times, but it's just, it has its thing going for it with the turret and its gun depression, being able to hold down. But outside of that, it's just its gun is nothing that special. Ooh, I'm glad I didn't take that shot, honestly. But yeah, even though I sold both tanks, I definitely think the M103 is better once you get the 120s on it. Oh, I was a little bit lucky that hit. I probably should have shot at the 155, because that was a very expensive shot for that HP and tank, but nonetheless, at least I hit. Right, so I need to be a little wary. Okay. I don't want to hit my guy. This 155's bleeding HP. But there we go. Just take him out too. Since I've already dug my hole with Hesh, I'm going to be losing, I don't know how many credits, but it's going to be a nice nice amount. I might as well just stick with it and just keep pissing people off with Hesh rounds here. Alright, so I'm going to start aiming here. I would very much like to have the other guy spot it for me, but nonetheless, I'll just take him out. What the hell? This tank shooting at lower tiers, if you're using Hesh, like I should have swapped over to AP, but at this point it doesn't matter. It's just kind of funny at times. Okay, so yeah, I'll play the mouse next, then I'll add on to the, or move on to the Type 59 there. Yay, I got something. I got a lot of them. But in any event, got a Master Badge Third Class. I guess I completed the 4 to 5 year account. Thank you. Would have been nice if I got the, what is it, 5 to 6 year account or whatever, but in any event, I'll take some free stuff. So damage-wise, 3,100. 56. Yeah, I'd lost a lot less than I thought I was. Alright, so let's find a mouse here. Yep, I can play those, Doug. I'll gladly hop into T110 E3, E4, E5, and both IS tier 10 tanks. I got no problem playing tier 10s. Granted, I will definitely gonna have to make myself play very well tonight, because I started out the night, I don't know how many credits I'm at right now, but I think I started the stream with only like 16,000 credits or something, because I just spent about 1.5 mil on equipment to kit out that heavy tank number 6. Alright, so on the mouse, I'm going to be heading down here. Only one artillery, and mainly us heading down there because I don't mind fighting in the other side in a mouse, even though it's more for mediums and tanks with gun depression. Thanks for running into me. People complaining about the T22. I don't mind fighting over here in a mouse. It's just mainly I'm not going to be able to get over there fast enough to make a difference. Which, yeah, them nerfing the T22, kind of unexpected. I honestly... Whoops, I didn't mean to fire there. Wrong button. I honestly expected Wargaming to basically do nothing with the T22. Yeah, people mainly got it from rigging and cheating or whatever. I honestly thought that they... I don't know. Maybe they would just affect the profitability of it or... something, or just remove it from the game, but I didn't think that they would nerf it and leave it in. But I really didn't care too much about it in the beginning. If somebody wants to cheat and worry that much about getting a internet tank, then yeah, that's their own problems there. But really they could have just left it how it is and banned it from clan wars and tournaments. Come on, guys, pull back. I'm not pushing out there. There we go. Pretty big hit there. Just want to stay here because this is a pretty decent spot. I thought I was going to get hit by the IS-4 and penned, but come on, guys. Like, I know it's not easy to pull back, but you'll be alive if you had pulled back. Staying there is just going to wind up with you getting destroyed. Don't have a good shot on the IS-4, unfortunately. However, this T-10 is going to push on this WZ, which even though he's out there and I tried to warn him, I might as well try to help him there. He should be able to get that T-10 out, though. Alright, so I'm going to keep myself angled. I should be able to deflect anything coming towards me. Unless the IS-4 might load heat, which it has a pretty good heat round. But let's see if I can get lucky there. I am using APCR. That's just because I see the other side's not doing as great. Not as it should, but it's basically a stalemate. So I'd rather just move things along on my side and do the best I can. So I'm just keeping myself angled. Even though he's just going to damage me. That was a heat shell, so... There we go. Just shoot him in the cheek there. Yep, once again, gets a heat shell, lower glacis. Even though I'm angled pretty damn well, he can just pretty much laugh it off and punch right through me. Yeah, and pretty much there's place like you can angle your mouse perfectly, and there's still spots that go through with tier 10 heat. That's the problem with premium rounds. But then again, I'm using APCR, so what? I have no room to really complain about it. Yeah, moving through the Black Prince, I guess, was pretty big for you. The Carnivarin's not a bad tank once you get it fully upgraded, either. But yeah, the few people who actually earned that tank, I do feel bad for them. But at the same time, they shouldn't have released a tank that, not that it's completely overpowered, but they shouldn't have released a tank that good in the first place, to be honest. Alright, so just in case things go bad, which it seems like they might, I'm heading back to my base here. There's no real point in me... Ooh! I was about to say, no real point in me pushing, but had I known they were going to whack the T-22 for almost all of his health, yeah. But nonetheless, I'm heading back here. This is a long shot for us, but I don't know what the HP of these guys are, but yeah, this is definitely gonna be Yeah, that just made it a little bit harder there. Yeah, it doesn't help that I dinged off of him, but hopefully Artie spares me. Ooh, Lord, 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 Lord. Ooh. Yay for armor. No for APCR. Even though APCR makes the mouse significantly better playing, you still can't rely on it too much because it bounces more due to the lower normalization, and also you still have pretty bad accuracy and gun handling. Doesn't help that our team's all yelling at each other and whatnot. Like, I don't know what happened over on that side, but seriously guys, it doesn't help anybody. But in any event, what did I do here? A little under 3,000 damage. Lost 23,000 since I used quite a bit of APCR. But all in all, not that bad of a match, but I could have, I should have played a little bit more aggressively, to be honest, and that might have switched things. I was just really hesitant to push out further because I saw those guys in the center and they would have been able to hit me, but looking back, whoopsie. Was he in my match, or are you watching a live stream, Halligan? I don't know which one's which. Ah, I didn't even notice you're in there. Alright, but in any event, it's hopping to the Type 59 here to move along. Yeah, I played basically a couple matches in IS-6, Super Persian, M41 before I started just to get some credits, but if I'm above 100,000 credits, honestly, I can play tier 10s and still make enough credits to not go into the negative over X amount of matches. Just really some tier 10s, I kind of use it a little bit more premium rounds than others, and those ones I kind of expect to lose money on. Hello, Fairy Groot. Nice to see you again. Alright, so definitely gonna have to be concerned about their tier 9. Yes, I know I ran into him, but I really don't care. I forget, is this thing destructible? Nope. I honestly, I want to play more World of Tanks more often. It's just something for this week. Basically, last week my in-laws were staying with me, so I had my hands tied quite a bit for my free time. But this week we have another family member staying with us, so a little unexpected. So that's why I thought I was gonna have another day to stream this past week when I said that the last stream, but ended up not being able to. So I kind of forget things at times. Stug 4? I don't think they're ever gonna nerf any of those tanks. Because honestly, the reward tanks you get for personal missions, they're pretty well balanced. If not, a few of them might even need a couple buffs, honestly. So we have a pretty big gap there. Might turn out to working in our favor if this M46 pushes up. I see those TDs. Honestly, getting into this slot here, I'll have a shot on them. I just need to be a little careful. So there might be someone on my right that is unaccounted for. Right. Don't know. I'll just throw a shell there. What the hell? This M46 though, he moved right into the spot that I wanted him to. Hopefully nobody's back there. So I'll slide right in here. And hopefully, there we go, get a little bit of damage off. Sorry for, I almost got shot by my teammate. That would have been my fault if he shot me, honestly. Definitely have to worry about these Rombas. Alright, honestly, it doesn't look like there's that much threat to somebody being down here. If they are, they're playing very, very safe, and it'll pay off for them. I'm gonna take it a little bit of a gamble. Go for the tank I know's there. There we go. I'd rather shoot the lower HP one. Alright, so now we have at least one of these guys. Alright, the other one moved up. I thought he was going to be pointing at me, which I'd rather not get whacked by one of those things. But after this, I'll hop into the T110E3. Oop, got my stuff stuck on a little bit of rubble here. Didn't expect to get damaged, but I didn't exactly put myself in a good position to block any damage. And of course I hit the frickin' rock. Alright, so our team should be able to clean that up. I'm gonna just kinda roll over here. There we go. Oh lord. Did not expect to see both of these guys. I'm going to start going for the T28. He looks like a little bit easier target with how he was angled at me. Granted, yeah. But I don't think that they're going to be able to spot me right now. Don't know why they were both sitting back there. Where they were sitting, basically by the time you have shots on people from how far they were back, your team already lost a significant chunk of their tanks. It's not a bad spot sitting back there, but if you have the amount of tanks that they had further up, and they took a pretty good chunk of ground, then basically sitting back there with both of those big guns, that was probably the biggest chink in their armor this match. They still have a pretty good chance of winning, but with that E75 still alive, he probably has a decent amount of HP left as well. Alright, so I'm gonna... Okay, alright, we got this. 3 of us here, there's no chance of them actually... So I'm pretty sure the M12 shot already, but I could be wrong. But there we go. We should... Ooh, Lord. I was not expecting him to survive that shot. But yeah, that's teamwork there. Coming from 3 different angles / times all together. That's how you kill a smaller group of people. You don't go one by one. If you do that, you're just playing into the enemy hands. Yeah, I can hop into the M48 as well at some point. Yeah, the M46, like, we'll see. They keep talking about a huge rebalancing, and I know the next patch they're rebalancing a lot of premium tanks that need it. But hopefully at some point, I think towards the later end of this year, they're talking about rebalancing a lot of normal tanks as well. So hopefully we see that. And with that, hopefully SPGs, since they need tweaking, to say the least. Alright, I'm surprised nobody shot this guy. I was going to take a chance on him, but yeah. I'm just going to keep chugging along here. See if I get lucky. Yay! Seems like I get lucky on shots whenever they don't exactly count that much. Not too bad of a match though. I don't think I used any APCR this match, so should be a pretty good net profit here. Let's see if I can sneak in the last... Yeah, there we go. Sneak in the last shot there. Not too bad. Mastery Badge second class. About 2,500 damage. Not too much else. I'll take the profit though. Alright, I said E3 next. Okay. I haven't seen or talked to Halogen in a while. Hopefully I'm pronouncing your name correctly. I've never actually asked him how he likes it pronounced. We used to be in a clan in the past and played a platoon a lot together back then. Back when I was actually into clan wars and whatnot. Alright, okay. As far as platoon, if anybody does want a platoon, I might do a battle here or there tonight, but this Saturday coming up, usually I like getting one stream in for the week, and then my second stream, I open it up to platoons if anybody would like to. This Saturday, if anyone wants a platoon and you're around from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll gladly platoon with you. I'm starting to fill kind of my mid-tier voids with more... Basically 4 and 5 is still my weakest tiers, but starting to fill that in, so even if you don't have tier 8 to 10s, I can play mid-tiers. Alright, so since this is an encounter mode, I'm going to be hopping right onto the hill, especially being in an E3. Really sucks I'm like not in the T34 spawn. If I was there, I honestly would have just pushed right up. Not all the way down where my mouse was, but my team would have been in a pretty damn good spot if I got the closest spawn spot. Alright, so we have one tank down there. Yeah, honestly I would go help that T30, but with just the two of us, we both have very long reloads. And me already kind of being committed up here, I'm just going to stick with my initial decision. Might come back to bite us, but hopefully we can make short work of these guys. I didn't think that was going to hit, but worth the shot. I knew I was going to get hit by that guy too, since I was the one in the back, but I'm just trying to plow ahead here to get our team moving. Okay, I guess gotta keep an eye on the one tank on my right I gotta worry about. But it's just pop that Ferdinand. We got him out, then we should be able to get this VK out. My next volley here. Not too concerned about the tanks on my left. I should be able to get small little hit off here without taking too much damage. Alright, so I'm just gonna get in here and hopefully not take damage from these guys and, well, not get shot by someone in the rear from my team. That was not cool. Alright. Oh, thanks for ramming me again as well. Definitely helps that the enemy team did not decide to cap. That's a pretty big mistake for them. Alright. Honestly, that T30, I would have stayed right back here once he saw he was getting no help whatsoever. But At least I have this T-34 back here if I do need help. These guys are going to be pushing pretty hard here. As long as if T-34, please don't move. I'm hoping the 113 actually pulled back a little bit. That would have been nice, but we'll see. Let's give it a little peek. Nope. Here he is. Got a T-30 or T-34 on my left, so hopefully... Alright. Just gonna try to get my second shot off here. Oh shit. Here we go. At least I got him out. AMX 1390 got past me, but with that Jagged Panther 2 not here, that definitely helps me out a bit. Should have tried to plug this hole. He's gonna try to go to my right. There we go. I've been flanked way too many times, and after like the 50th, 100th time, you kind of learn how to stop little light tanks from flanking you. Always try to find a cover, and I usually try to fake one way then go to other, and sometimes it works, but definitely helped that I stayed close to the buildings. Had I initially moved closer to the 9 line to fight the 113, I would have been a little bit of trouble. But all in all, encounter mode on this map, usually Hill wins it, even if you lose the rest of the map. Definitely helped though that they didn't end up capping, but not that we've won this yet, but we're getting pretty close here. Just waiting for this guy to move out. I'm a little bit concerned. Whew, I definitely need to pay a little bit more attention. I was trying to get the T-34 with me, but at the same time, this Lorraine's going to be a little bit of a party pooper. He's probably going to swoop in right behind that T-34. But I'm going to do my best to get that before he takes any damage. And never mind, Lorraine. That actually helps out a lot that Lorraine's not there. Thank you, Emil. I'm going to stick with these guys. I don't particularly want to go this way because I'm getting myself in positions where Artie can hit me, but I want to stick with my team here. Be nice if the IS-3 came off the hill, but who knows what the hell he's doing. Oops, sorry about that, T-34. Barring this Lorraine wiping the floor with us with this next clip, we should be pretty good here. I'm actually gonna take a little bit of a gamble and push across the field here and hope that this is not gonna be a mistake, but we'll see. I got the one T-34 behind me. IS-3's coming down. Yeah, I see the Lorraine sitting there. They should be able to finish off the M41. Ooh, there's artillery. Oh, I got a little bit lucky there, honestly. Thank you, T-34, for backing me up here. Definitely a little bit of a issue here with the W. Yeah, I was about to say. Hope that he set me on fire, but have a little bit of problem with that, but we should get the win now. That was nice by the WZ-132, but yeah. I took a chance pushing across here that artillery wasn't sitting back here and was going to hit me. Once I got across, it was definitely the best choice. really hope we don't end up losing this. But if they all just hug this, basically when the Lorraine comes around, they can just all move out as a group and kill them. Now the IS-7 being out there does open himself up a little bit to getting shot, but yeah. But I'm just curious to see what this Lorraine does. I don't think he's going to pull off a win, but really, it's only going to take maybe 30 seconds for this to cap out. Alright, so after this, why don't I hop into the E4 just to keep with that. That way, I kind of like to play them back-to-back at times, just even though they're both tank destroyers. And T110 T110E number chassis, then they really played differently because of the turret and the different armor schemes. Got myself a little confused there what I was trying to say. Alright, let's cap it out a little quicker here. Here's the Lorraine. Yeah, I hope you guys kill him since he gets reset you. Give him credit though, at least he's trying. Some people will, I guess, hid and basically done nothing. Here we go. I don't like this guy's chances. He's actually angling correctly though. I do like his chances now. Nicely done. But in any event, if I had not went to the hill, might have turned out, might have won earlier, might have lost, you never know. I didn't like going down there and not having that much backup. But in any event, Master Badge First Class, got a high caliber award, damage-wise 6,404, and just blocked a little bit. All in all, not that bad of a match. Why don't we hop into the E4 now? Definitely a little worse crew in the E4 than my E3. Alright, so not too bad not having artillery. That definitely helps out the E4 a lot. You do have less gun depression in the E4, which, even though the armor is worse, it's the lack of gun depression compared to the T110E3 that is the biggest negative of the E3 compared to the the E4 compared to the E3. Now, unless everybody piles into here, I'm heading down here. Otherwise, if they all do that, I might head in this area or stick around near the base. Not that I want to do that, especially with the T95, but yeah, with this amount of tank destroyers on our team, I have a feeling we're going to have enough people hanging around the base. Hello, Sean Kim. Which after E4 here, why don't I just knock out all my American tier 10s? I'll play the T110E5, and then I'll play the M48. Not going to touch the T92. And then after that, I'll move on to the IS-7, IS-4. If anyone has any tanks after that they'd like me to play, feel free to mention them. Should have plenty of time to add in like another maybe dozen matches after that. So we actually have more tanks in the north, which I particularly like. I like playing the south side here and pretty much everything, honestly, from this side. And don't exactly like when my team has a lot of tanks down here at times, because the north, at times, if you don't have a lot of people up there, it's kind of like you're sacrificing tanks. You don't accomplish too much with few tanks up there. Not that our team looks like it's doing well right now, but one can hope that they're going to do pretty good. Alright, so this M41's going to pop out, potentially. Here we go. Get him out there. I didn't kill him, didn't even damage him, but it looked like my shot was going to hit him, so I guess that counts. Alright, so we got an E03, IS-7. Okay. I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a gamble here that I'm not gonna get hit by anything big. I wanna damage him. Nice 750 damage shot there. I just want to move down a little bit to where this IS-7 is not going to have a good shot at me. I don't have a good shot at him, but I like my chances more than him. Yep. Luckily my magic American tracks are helping me out here. We'll see if my shots stay... No, never mind. Yeah, I'll add that in, again, Fairy Groot is after these tanks here as well. Had a nice first match in it, but let's see if it can hold up. Or maybe I'll mix into heavy tank in between some of these tier 10s. That way it don't really have very good gun elevation here. Alright, so I'm just gonna move up a little bit. Thanks. Honestly, some of these shots in the E4, since you do have worse gun handling than the E3, are a little bit lucky. But at least I'm trying to fully aim before I pull the trigger. Alright. Gotta be a little bit careful here. Since I'm not by myself, but I'm practically by myself here. I can just get myself in a lot of trouble really quickly. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the north. Like I don't think they're gonna falter very quickly, but they very much could. Just need to push up a little bit here to get these guys out of the picture, and yeah, definitely have to worry about this IS-7. Ah, shit. Yeah, this is probably gonna wind up being a bad decision for me, only because my south, we're starting to lag behind a little bit and not move as quickly as I thought we were going to. Yeah. Come on, guys. Help me with this guy, and we'll be pretty damn good. If I get one person to help me with him, he can't fight off two of us. Ooh, Lord. Luckily, he's in pretty shitty terrain, and the IS-7 does not do very good in bad terrain. I was about to say, I might get a pity bounce there from RNG. Otherwise, he's a goner. Yeah, E4's armor actually isn't... I'm surprised I was getting as many bounces as I was, because it's not that great. At range, it can give you some bounces, but like an IS-7 should have been able to damage me pretty effectively there. Okay, not gonna get hit by him. Alright, I should definitely reload before him. Just being a little cautious here. He's moving over here. So that helps him out. That's not good for me. I'm just curious where this low's going. Yeah. I don't need APCR right now. Sorry, Centaurian. Don't want you to get damaged, but I'm moving over to the next little ramp here. Our base should be plenty protected. Unless they decide to push here, then we might be in a little bit of trouble. I should have a clean never mind, I think he kind of noticed that I was gone for a little bit too long. this might be not worth it, but I think it was worth it. If that E4 didn't back up, I would not have tried that. Yeah, see, you warned me about the Heavy Tank 6, but I don't think it's that terrible. Against higher tiers, yeah, but I don't know. I'm gonna test my luck with it, but right, he's staring me down right now, which, ooh, luckily he just got hit by a waffle tracker. So I'll take a gamble spotting him again, since why'd you have to hit me? Now I'm one-shottable. Alright, so we gotta worry about the E5, the Patton. I knew that freaking German heavy tank was gonna cause me some trouble. Oh my god, can't believe that actually hit me. Thank God you crashed. So that was a heat round. Granted, he was justified using it on me since it's pretty close here, but at the end of the day, I was shocked that actually hit me there. And very shocked that hit me as well, but yeah. He got a little bit lucky, but yeah, that was probably a 50-50 for him actually hitting me without aiming in. Yeah, Sean, like, I don't know. Honestly, I was fine with being in my spot. Honestly. It's just, my team needed the... It's like, we have quite a few full HP tanks. All they have to do is roll right in and kill them. But we'll definitely be fine. I was playing just to help my team out. I didn't care about damage too much, as long as if I win. Yep, good game. I forget which game that might be from, but in any event, why don't I hop into the Heavy Tank 6 and then continue on... I'm in the wrong nation. Continue on with tier 10s there. Alright, which there was about a 40%, or not 40%, there's about a 40-second delay, so not to say I appreciate people kind of giving feedback on my gameplay, but I see it about 50 seconds since it takes me a couple seconds to read it at times. But yeah, the Heavy Tank 6, definitely in matches like this, against tier 8s, even something like a T29, the lack of penetration is pretty apparent. That's definitely its largest shortcoming, but that's why I carry a bit of APCR. I'm gonna... I don't know. I'm gonna try to support up here, I think. Yeah, I don't think the TOG 2's that bad. Just, TOG 2's a tank where instead of gambling on your gun or something, if you're, say like the 183, you're gambling on your positioning. If you position well, then you're gonna do well in a TOG. If you don't position well, then, well, you're gonna be useless. I'll take a gamble pushing out to try to get a couple shots. Hello, Zach. Yeah, happy birthday. Nice that you could catch the stream here. There we go. Should start seeing them. I don't have a great shot at this IS-6, but I was about to say, nonetheless, I'm gonna start blinking them there. I got a couple, or I got one HE around here. I was gonna sit back, but with that tier there, there's not too much for me to do back there, honestly. So I might as well push up here and try to help these guys push up. The 110 should be a little bit further up, but yeah, I hope you had a good birthday, Zach. Mine's still not until October, so I got a ways to go. Don't think anybody likes turning 26, so I should not have reloaded here. But, oh god, he's on fire. I'm not approaching this corner like I should, but I'm trying, and that did not work out. I was about to say I'm trying to track him, but I should have known better, honestly. And I don't have a repair crew in this, and yeah, I'm gonna be a little screwed here. Take that, Cromwell. Stop shooting me in my track, and I'm gonna die here. That was completely my fault, but oh well. Moving on to the next match. I knew I shouldn't have approached the corner facing out to the left. I should have faced to the right, but yeah, that was all on me. At least we won Sand River there. Mystery Rad second class, 3,000 damage, blocked almost 3,000, assisted with 1,500. Alright, hello Jerry, and hello Motar. Let's hop over here. I said I was going to play the T110E5 next. After E5, I'll hop into the M48A1. After M48, I'll play the IS-7, IS-4. After that, if anybody else has any other tank requests, I'll gladly hop into them. And we'll get back to the heavy tank number 6 at some point, since that match was definitely a little lacking. Yeah, I'm not that far flipping the age around. Hell, you give me a computer and whatnot, I think I'll be happy with old age. Alright, so I'm gonna actually kind of shy away from the south with that platoon tank destroyers. I'm well aware of flanking, Sean. You'll have to keep telling me. Like I said, though, there's about 30-second, 40-second delay on the stream, so at times doesn't really help because I've already made my decision. I tend to play very aggressively, but aside from flanking, if I had flanked, basically pulling back and going right a little bit in the heavy tank there, I would have been killed regardless. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of birthdays. My girlfriend's family has a lot of birthdays around this time as well. That guy got nailed. That's why you don't sit there. Ooh, he got a little lucky. I'm streaming until about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Meal. Next stream Saturday. But yeah, happy birthday to your family there, Doug. Alright, so definitely gotta worry because their RD player seems to be competent. God damn it. Why'd I do that? And yeah, I just let my ammo rack get destroyed, and I'm completely fucked up here. That's what you get when you take your eyes off the screen. Sorry guys, I'm going to be looking a little bit less at chat now, because, yeah. It doesn't help that this IS-3 just completely screwed me over with HE, but let's just move on from that match. Honestly, I kind of gave up. Not to say that, but I don't know. I made that mistake by pushing out and being a little bit too aggressive there, but yeah. I'm going to try not looking at chat too much. Yeah, Sean, playing the mobile version, it's definitely a lot different than playing PC. Like, I play the mobile version from time to time. I don't like it too much, but it's definitely different. You can get away with basically flanking and pushing out because playing against some people they can't really aim too well, like me. And I find it definitely plays differently. Even console compared to PC is different, because PC accuracy wise, people are, not to say pinpoint accurate, but they're pretty spot on, since mouse is usually a little bit better than either thumbs with mobile or a controller with console. But yeah, that E5 game, whew. Yeah, I definitely completely fudged that up, but it happens at times. So I'll play M48, then I'll hop back into the E5. After that, IS4, IS7. But need to trying to keep remind myself, like I keep an eye on chat since it's on my second monitor here, but sometimes I look at it a little bit too much streaming. Like I don't even care about like the whole win rate whatever stuff. Like people always link stuff to me about it, but I mainly just care about winning, and that really put my team in a bad spot, dying like that. Alright, there is that one artillery I gotta be worried about. I got a decent amount of people up here with me. Those two guys are running away, leads me to believe that there's not that many people up here. Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna take a shot anyway. But just knowing that there's quite a few people over here, I'm gonna just wait and see. We got plenty of people in the 0 line. Sure, go ahead. I appreciate anybody sharing my videos and whatnot, or even my websites. And don't think I'm spotted until I fire. So might as well get a little damage off, slink around here. Gotta be a little careful with this T49, but I'm not too worried about it in this tank. Here we go, there's the big daddy. Yeah, I tend to have some pretty big screw-ups. Okay, so now I'm a little wary about popping out here. But it looks like I want to pop out, but yeah. Don't listen to the little voice in your head, Cody, that tells you you're going to be able to shrug off that shot. I might as well just move over a little bit. And there we go. And I still bounced. Which I hope this T49 can deal with that WZ-131. Putting a lot of faith in him to protect our artillery, because that's going to come in handy once we have to face these tanks. Okay, that's good. But this enemy team's balled up very good, which I keep tracking this guy. It's starting to annoy me a little bit. Ooh, I just got nailed by something big. Alright, so our team's pushing in pretty hard. I'm just hesitant to push in completely. Yeah. God damn it. That guy should have died by me, but... See, like, I am sitting pretty far back, and honestly, can't be too upset about all these bounces I'm getting, but I'm getting some pretty bad luck as far as where my shells are going. Ooh, the Object 140 is... Yep. Should be safe from this T30 unless he pushes very far out, but... Had some of my shells actually went where I wanted them to, this probably would have been over by now. Alright, M46, we can't all go in here. Whew. He's getting railed on. Why'd I aim at the lower glacis? Brain fart. Go, we do that T30 again on my... Yeah, he looks like he's preoccupied though. So I'm not too worried about him. Yeah, well... Yeah, I'm just gonna go in after this Jagged Panzer. Help out this T54. Granted, he should be fine now. At least let's say I hope he's fine now. If he's not, then there's a problem. You don't see me? No, don't shoot me. Yeah, I'm not reading chat at all. I don't know what you guys are typing, but I kind of do. No, tortoise. I don't want you to shoot me. Luckily, I knew that there was a building there. I just had gotten out of cover a little bit. I got a little sloppy there for a second. But all in all, decent match here. Still ended up being a win. Somehow I didn't get destroyed. But Mastery Badge second class. I got a little bit more damage than I thought, 2700, and assisted with a little bit, but definitely, yeah. As far as the amount of shots I hit versus penetrations, a little low. So why don't I hop back into the E5 and try to improve upon my match. It's not going to be that hard. Meal, I'd auto-aim sometimes. It's not the best thing in the world. You don't want to use it, especially on PC, that much. But if you're focusing on driving in a light tank, use auto-aim, stationary target at long range. Even if you're not in a light tank at times, if something's not moving, or if it's moving straight at you, and you're at far range where you can't exactly aim in at a weak spot, just use auto-aim at times for a shot, click it off. Otherwise, I don't use it too much other than sometimes if you auto-aim and you're like cresting a hill or something like that, it can help you line up your shot and then back over without worrying about aiming too much. You're more focused on your driving. The power creep, it's definitely a thing. It is a little, like, I'm not, most tier 10 mediums I don't think are power creeped. It's basically some tier 9 mediums like the M46 are power creeped, and more importantly armor in general, from basically the new mediums and whatnot, they're power creeped. Mainly heavy tanks. I'm definitely getting in here. There's no artillery, but at the same time I don't want to sit out there and get into trouble. That little guy got into some trouble. Yeah, I can play them as well dug. I might get lucky and sneak a shot. No. Since the enemy's not pushing hard in the town, though, I will try to get this T-34. He just shot, so I got ample time. Try to track him. Oop, sorry, Mr. E50M. Although that Leopard, I'd like to shoot him back, but oh well. I'm pushing over here because my team potentially is going to give up a very good portion of the map if I don't push up onto this corner here. Alright. Ooh, Lord. Come on, guys. Could you please go down there? We're gonna be in a little bit of trouble. Please and thank you. I have a feeling they're gonna be a little bit late. Yep, that T10's already out here. I don't know why they're all piling in. It's like you need a couple people there. Alright, I'm not badly angled, so I'm just gonna save my repair kit. Helps that I have a pretty good crew in this. Don't shoot him in the mantlet, and you do pretty well against a 704. Its mantlet is extremely tough, though, which is why I don't get why this guy's just sitting there, leaving himself open like that. Size 3 is gonna regret pushing out there, though. Alright, so I'm pretty safe. The mouse is up there holding that corner, so I'm gonna push up here to deal with these guys. Since it doesn't seem like my team wants to deal with them. Whoop, sorry T-54. Didn't intentionally try to block you there. Or maybe I did. No, I really didn't. So I don't get why that mouse, it's fucking pulling back again. Like, what is he scared of? He's a freaking mouse. Like, just push out there and freaking soak up damage. Doesn't even matter if people penetrate you. You have so much HP. Getting extremely annoyed at this team. Just like they're playing well as a team, but they're playing extremely cautious for no reason at times. Alright, so I'll just help them. Maybe they're gonna run away from this tiger too if I'm not up here holding their hand. Here we go. Let's just get up here and close enough to him. He can't really penetrate me. Fortunately for me, I should be able, yep, just overmatch his engine deck here. Yep, see ya, Emil. Nice talking to you. Which, damn, yeah, thanks for shooting me in the track, JPZ. But yeah, nice talking to you. Missing the rest of the stream, it does re-upload as a normal video, so you can always catch that later. Otherwise, I'll be streaming next, or not next, basically this coming Saturday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Hello, Andre. Yeah, the T20 is a pretty good tier 7 medium. I don't really have a favorite, but it's definitely not a bad one. Mastery badge first class for the E5. Definitely worlds different than my previous match in the E5. Steel wall, high caliber, Confederate, nearly 6,000 damage in it. Basically didn't use any heat as well. You don't need premium rounds, but just I tend to use them if someone else is chucking them at me, primarily. Deflected 3,400 damage as well. Alright, so what did I say I was doing after the E5? I think I was saying IS-4, IS-7, honestly. I'll hop into IS-7 since there's a crew. Alright, so I'll do IS-7, IS-4. After that, T20, potentially the Comet, and the T62A. If there's any other tanks anybody wants, I'll gladly add them on. I should have time for maybe 3 or 4 more after that at most. But yeah, as far as the whole power creep thing, getting back to that, hello Daniel. It mainly just comes down to the higher mediums. The higher tier mediums, as they were adding new ones in, because there weren't always tier 10 mediums and tank destroyers and even SPGs. As they were adding them in, the penetration got ridiculous. Like, I get tank destroyers in a way. Their standard AP rounds and whatnot are fine. It's just once you get the premium rounds and even mediums, before tier 10 mediums came along, and a lot of the newer tier 9s, basically mediums were balanced where, unless you're chucking premium, which premium was for gold back then, you weren't going to penetrate a heavy tank outside of their weak spots from the front, so you had to flank. Nowadays, mediums completely wipe the floor heavy tanks as far as penetration goes, which wasn't always the case. And it's just in the old days, World of Tanks balance, it was slightly weighted towards heavy tanks, mainly because they were the only tier 10s. But at the same time, the balance was a lot better between the tiers. Each classes. Each class had its own strength and weakness, and really it worked. Now they pushed really freaking hard here, so I hope my team is going to push really freaking hard here with me. Keeping an eye on my right here, even though this E100 on my left. It's like I knew the enemy team was going to push freaking hard as hell there. FE, what are you doing? Let's just track him. He shouldn't use a repair kit, honestly. Alright. I'm gonna... It doesn't help that I just shot that, but I'm just gonna do my duty and keep this guy kind of right here. And throw APCR at him. I do not want to get stuck though, so I will back up. Had he kept pushing me, I might be in a little bit of trouble there. Yep, I should be able to shoot right through that. Alright, so our team's doing well, so I'm saving my repair kit, and I'm gonna head back right, because it's going to be a long shot for us to win, honestly, with those bat chats. But really, three of them in a platoon working together is pretty hard to stop unless you stop them very early on. Alright, this... Ooh, missed him. That would have been very nice. Hello, GSA. Let's see if we can... Ooh, that was a nice ammo rack there. Right, the bat chats are going back. Honestly, we've got to hopefully not take damage here. I definitely have a T54 on my right, but I'm banking on a little bit of help here. Thank you very much. Trying to help this FV before he gets taken out, but these bat chats are going to be coming in pretty hot here. This is going to be a little difficult. We just got to bunch up, to be honest, and hope for the best. Ooh, this is gonna be close. Hopefully he doesn't repair. Yeah, that's pretty bad. That doesn't help that he has 1 HP. Alright, so we still got a repair kit here. Shit, and I'm tracked again. That's not good. Not good at all. I was not banking on that. That was definitely my fault, but still, that was still slight oversight on my part. Doesn't help that that bat chat has 1 HP, but whew, pretty close match there. Nice, you play it on Xbox? Yeah, this is PC here. I got a mark of excellence, but I don't really care about them. 48, 100 damage, not too bad, but yeah, Bat Chat Platoon did a very good job, but I definitely made a little mistake there at the end, but oh well. would have liked the IS-4 in that match a little bit better, to be honest. Alright, so time to catch up on chat a little bit. Yeah, I know what you were saying, Zach, but I don't know, really, basically, it's hard to explain it unless you played back before a lot of the higher penetration rounds came out, and especially premium rounds for credits. Not that I hate premium rounds, they just need to be balanced a little bit better, but essentially, like I used to play a lot of like the M46 and whatnot before tier 10 mediums came out, and even like an M46 against, say, like a back then a T30 or a Mouse IS-7, you were at a slight disadvantage because you're a tier 9, of course, but basically it promoted smarter gameplay. The game played a little slower, but from that, basically people had to play smarter. You flanked more, your team worked more as basically a team because you couldn't just basically set up here, chuck an APCR shell across, and penetrate somebody, if that makes sense. But it just promoted a little bit more thinking. But yeah, like I don't exactly like the controller of consoles as well. I hop into PS4 every now and then, and basically I have an Android phone. I play World Tanks Mobile, but it's mainly just to keep up with what the other games are doing. That way I can kind of form an opinion on them. Right, so these guys are running away, which I kind of get since there's 2 artillery, and I'm just going to bank on them missing me. But I did not expect my team to run away as much as it is now, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm kind of committed here. And yeah. Here's the hoping the rest of my team does well, because I'm going to basically just be arty bait and hopefully holding 1 or 2 of these guys here. Yeah, I can hop into the M41 at some point. I'll gladly hop into that. Yay, another arty shot. Hopefully my team's doing something. As long as I don't get a direct hit, I'm comfortable with artillery shooting at me in this thing. Much rather they shoot at me than one of my teammates. Okay, I was about to say, it's definitely iffy if I'm going to be able to hit him. Ooh, Lord. There we go. Thank God for the weak roof. It doesn't help that the 50B is back. Yeah, the tier spread back then used to be no support. You guys freaking, like, not to say I had no support since I had some, but I have no clue why the rest of our team is doing as bad as they are. But at this point, I might as well just take the shot here. I don't think I've used the premium round on a while on an IS-4. Only because it's heat, but oh well. I knew I was going to get deleted at some point in this. Artillery, I didn't mind them focusing on me because I thought I was helping my team out, but I don't know how. Like, granted, there were some pretty big enemy tanks there, but I don't know how we pretty much lost the rest of the map. But in any event, can't win them all. I remember more than ±3 matchmaking. Granted, it's for specific tanks, but yeah. All right. Did I have any other tanks after this? Doug had requested those. I'll hop into the M41 now, so I don't forget it. And then after that was the Comet, T20, and T62A. But yeah, when people ask for plus or minus one MM spread, I don't think that would be beneficial to the game, to be honest. I kind of like, at times, being the small fry in a way. And honestly, yes, you're at a disadvantage, but I think it makes the game a little bit more unpredictable at times. Yeah, Type 59s, when they were that's where they got their reputation, was the old matchmaker, when dinky little 4s and 5s were, like you just brought up, facing off against Type 59s. Oh god, that, like, I was one of the Type 59 players. A lot of my matches in the Type 59 were from back then. It was just like, for lack of better words, seal clubbing. Even though it is a higher tier tank, it was basically like, I don't know, basically killing a bunch of baby seals. It for lack of better words, it was unfair back then. Type 59, not even. It's kind of balanced for a tier 8 tank, but yeah, against lower tiers back then, there was nothing anybody could do against you if they're in. Holy crap, like, thanks, dude, for TKing that guy. I don't know why you did that. You're kind of a dick. Yeah, before physics, where you couldn't drive off cliffs, you just kind of hung there at like a 45-degree angle. I remember that. That was actually kind of fun. I remember when they first introduced French tanks, they kind of nerfed their gun elevation to make them a little bit more balanced. They weren't able to point up at people hanging off of cliffs at them pretty easily. I'm just waiting a second here. There we go. Didn't want to pop out right away. I don't have a very good crew in this. Maybe I do have a very good crew. I didn't think I had 6th Sense there. Right, they pushed them back a little bit, so I'm gonna... Seems like this side's pretty weak. I'm gonna push up here. Get the ball rolling here. I might be taking a little bit too much of a risk, but especially with Bulldog. Oh god, I did not expect that guy there. I expected him a little bit more to the right, but in any event. At least I got him down to one-shottable levels. Now I'm gonna bump over here for the Tiger, hopefully, or maybe not the Tiger. That guy is wrong. Reporting does do something. It's just, I forget, there's a certain limit at which once someone hits it, they kind of investigate a player's account, and once they hit that limit, that's when they can get a ban. Before that, though, like if it's just one event, kind of unlikely for someone to get banned unless you submit a ticket to customer support. Alright, Mr. LEFH. Got this Hummel on me as well. I just wanted to get him out because he's pretty accurate. I knew my luck was going to change if I stayed there. That's why I kind of gave up on artillery. But the trick of a light tank is just pretty much knowing where you can push without getting damaged. Sometimes you get unlucky and you forget about like that one tank and kind of ruins your match, but I'm just doing my best to stay around these little hills here. You're running away. Or at least I'm pretty sure you're running away. You're not trying to do anything other than prolong your death, it's not going to work out because I don't like when people run away from helping their allies. His gun's a little bit pointed that way. I should have time to sneak off one shot there. I actually remember 2 years before I started playing, like before World of Tanks was like a major popular game, I was like, oh, I really need to build myself a computer because this game looked perfect for me, and it took me a while to save up the money and to look into how to build a computer before I was able to start playing. Pretty much the first game I loaded on my PC was World of Tanks. Outside of pretty old game, but Age of Empires 3. They were pretty much my first two. I used to play PC games before that, but I had a pretty crappy computer that couldn't play much. I actually started playing it was the first MMORTS RPG, they called it, way back when I was young. Which, not that I'm old, but it was called Shattered Galaxy. They actually have a couple, like, a few people are trying to bring the game back in a way. But it was a pretty awesome game. I'm kind of upset that there's not a game like it out anymore. But if you've never heard of it, it's well worth kind of looking at it and seeing it. It was a pretty cool game back then. I was actually excited. I was in, I guess I can say it because the game no longer exists. I was alpha and beta testing the game End of Nations about 2 years ago, I think, and that game ended up getting canceled. But that was pretty close to Shattered Galaxy, and yeah. The Age of Empires was my game growing up. I remember, because my PC couldn't handle much more than that. That was an awesome game. I'm kind of upset that there's no newer versions of it. Although there's games like it, but there's just something about it that was pretty fun. That's pretty funny, Zach. Alright, so in this match, I'm going to be a little careful over here because there's that PZ-58 and Panther 8.8. I'm heading over here because the Comet's pretty good on hilly terrain. But I almost feel like anybody who played PC games but have played Age of Empires. Thanks, Abdul. Nice I could provide a pretty nice game for you there. So after this, I'm going to hop into the T20, then T62A. After that, if anyone has any other suggestions, I should be able to fit in, I would say maybe 2 matches, maybe more. Depends on if I go completely crazy and suicide a couple matches. You never know, I might feel like doing that. Yeah, waiting a hair bit too long. No. Yeah, I used to play Call of Duty as well. I started with Modern Warfare, but after a couple of those games, them being pretty much all the same, I just couldn't stick with it. Alright, so we got some pretty big tanks down here for myself and an Indian Panzer. Gotcha. Until this Tiger 2 pops up, I'm just going to annoy you. Really hope that our town side does well. I should have expected that. Hello, nice cuppa. Nice to see you as well. I am having a pretty good day. Hopefully your day's going pretty well. Or night, or whenever, or wherever. I forget where you're at. I know you're somewhere different time zone to me, though. I don't know what he's angling for, but he's angling a little bit too much. a little afraid of what's happening in our base in F2. Oh god. I can't believe I just did that. I was like, I'm gonna kill the tiger too! No, I'm not. And I took a shot for that, doing that. Alright, time for me to push out here on the right since that panther pulled back. As long as these two guys don't make a mistake, I won't be missed there. I should be able to get a little sliver of his turret, and of course I don't have enough alpha to finish him off. There we go. That looks like he might be using the upgraded turret. The E25 is definitely about to screw me over. I gotta be a little careful here. He's just about in my render range. I'd rather take one shot from this E2 than multiple from the E25. I'm still a little surprised that we pretty much lost that side of the map. Gotta worry about this E25, guys. You're on your own. Damn, that kind of hurt. Ah, can't say that. You gotta enjoy work. Uh-oh, not good, not good, not good. Definitely not good. No 0 damage criticals. Like, what the hell? What's going on here? The Z25 is getting so freaking lucky. Doesn't help that I just shot a HE shot at him, but nonetheless, I'm gonna try to ram him before I die. And yeah, I just, of course, tracked him. And I'm dead. That guy, that was just our team. I don't know how he got through that many tanks over there. We shouldn't even had to have worried about him. But even if I had killed him, it wouldn't have mattered. But yeah, I don't want to go too crazy on purpose. I was kind of joking there, Zach. But 2,000 damage. Comet's a good tank, but still, that E25, granted that tank is it's not completely overpowered, but it kind of is. It's like, yes, it's a premium tank, but it's just broken as far as its capability as a TD to basically play like a medium tank. But in any event, I think I have my T20 down here now. No, I don't. Alright, let's scroll the way down here. T20, there we go. Alright, so I've got T20 here, after that T62A. Looking at the time, I still have a few matches after that. Maybe I'll hop back into the Heavy Tank 6. Alrighty now. Counter mode. Just thinking where I want to end up. There are three artillery all platooned. It's a little bit scary. I was thinking about, I was like, yeah, I'm going to the, nope. I was going to say I'm going to the field, but once I saw those three, that's out of the picture for me. They're probably going to end up, honestly, setting up over here. So I got to be careful being in this area. I might end up over near the flag, though. Yeah, I kind of regret buying it, or not buying, oh shit, dude, sorry. The E25, but at the same time, I don't know, I honestly, I don't regret it too much because I don't really plan on getting German tank destroyers too soon, but it's definitely a fun little tank. It's just, it's definitely, they should think about rebalancing it It's a little too late at this time to do it and really save face, but it would be a nice gesture. Always scares the crap out of me when I blow up those little barrels like that. No! Why'd I do that? Can't believe I missed that shot. Alright, so I'm kind of curious, but also a little scared that they don't really have anybody over here that we've spotted yet. I will gladly take advantage of it though, and even though his T-37 just got popped, I'm just going to basically nestle up on this side over here. There's a couple little hold down spots over here you can use. Figure it was worth taking that. Alright, now I gotta worry about this guy. Alright, are you gonna play nice? So it'd be nice if our artillery... Ooh, nice job. Alright, our AMX CDC just got nailed. No, he has a repair kit. Would have been nice if he didn't. AMX CDC, no! I'm gonna try to shield you. Doing my best there to help protect him. Didn't work out in the end, but at least I might have saved him for an extra second or two. Yep, I can hop into that, Abdul. Don't know why I'm thinking about facing off against the T28 Prototype in this tank, but I'm thinking about it. Probably gonna regret it, but which way? Alright, he's looking at me. Alright, he gets fired. If we work as a team, we should be pretty fine here. He can't shoot at all of us. Ooh, that doesn't help that he doesn't have a fire extinguisher. But, yeah. It's gonna keep him tracked here. I should be able to kill him before he shoots me. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go in behind this T28. He looks like he's alone. And I need to protect my two beefy tanks there. That was, not say bullshit, but that was kind of bullshit. Alright, he's got his repair kit. Honestly, I don't think he's going to be able to move too much. Granted, gotta love that critical hit, no damage. Fan-frickin-tastic. Yeah, that was a pretty big miss there for me. Oh God. Don't fight him head on. Let him come. Let him come. He's playing really aggressively. Here we go. He's playing really aggressively. He's honestly getting really frickin' lucky too. Holy shit, he's still alive. Whew. Let's say we probably should cap, but I'm not too confident, to be honest. Yeah, I'm backtracking on me going after artillery. I think it's better if I go down here and help out these two guys. No, don't engage him yet. I saw one deflection there, but I was about to say that tank can really screw you up. Basically all of us up here. He's got a pretty terrific gun. Trying to just barely nudge him. No. Let's say they're gunning for me here. Trying not to destroy. I already knocked a tree down. What the hell? Get away from me, Comro. There's no hope for me running away right now, so don't know why I swapped over to APCR though. But yeah, he's just gonna. I have no armor to deflect him. Running away wouldn't have mattered too much there. But honestly, I was giving it my all there with the T20, but that T28, I don't know why it didn't track him the second time. Like that was pretty frustrating that T28 did what he did. Even if I didn't track him, but he shouldn't have got as far as he did. My team just basically let him run at them one at a time. But in any event, at least the enemy team played pretty well together. But T20 is definitely a great medium. Just, can't exactly take too many shots of your own, because you're not going to last with your HP. I'm just curious how this is going to end. But, alright, there we go. But at least I ended up getting 3 kills. Decent amount of damage. I did use a few APCR that I probably didn't need to, but I was trying to force a win there. But got a Mastery Badge, Ace Tanker Award, High Caliber Award, 3,337 damage. Not too shabby. Would have been nice if pretty much everybody down here did something. But, I don't know. You can't win them all. Otherwise, I didn't really do too much else. Alright, so T62A. I haven't played this tank in quite some time. Alright, so yeah, which after this I'm going to be playing T28 Prototype. But honestly, looking back on my IS-4 match when I got killed by artillery, I think that's, not to say that's the most, I don't know, I haven't remembered dying to artillery outside the IS-4 match tonight in a very long time. I could be wrong, but I rarely die from SPGs, and it's something where people complain about SPGs, but outside of like freak one-shots, you shouldn't really die to them. Like, unless it's a really good SPG player and they position in a good spot. But pretty much, a lot of the damage you take from SPGs is your own fault. Yeah, pretty much, Doug. Sorry, T49. Even though you don't got the big gun on you, so I might be doing you a favor by blocking you. I'm more concerned about what's to my right. Alright. Please don't hit me, GW. Ooh, I tracked him, but that guy got messed up. Mr. E4, please don't aim at me. Be nice if he could get nailed by a T92. I'm just waiting for this M48 to get shot by. I was about to say I don't mind getting tracked by him, to be honest. I'm just waiting for our T92 to whack him. See if he gets a nice shot there, he can honestly. Okay, I will use my repair kit now. I think he kind of missed his golden opportunity to take out 4 tanks in one shot. Alright. Now they're not exactly making their move, but our team's doing pretty well on the town side, so I'm not going to push it. I'm just going to try to angle here. I'm just hesitant to angle too much because I can get myself into trouble with that GW still alive. It's like he shot right there and he was low. But, yeah. I think the GW's got more to worry about right now. That was a pretty big track for that guy, but this M103 is not capitalizing on it. Ooh, Batchat's going in there. Help him out. Should have a shot. I was about to say on the M41, but GW finally got me. Sitting here, if you're not tucked in here, you can get hit by arty, but just as I was saying, I don't die by arty that much. But I don't know. Good for the enemy team to all gather up and kill these guys. But honestly, I thought these guys were gonna wipe the floor, but for whatever reason, we kind of ditched the 1-3 line, which kind of hurt because the enemy had a lot of people in this area, and you would have had shots into them. But in any event, I could have played my spot a little bit better, but yeah. So why don't I hop into T28 Proto. And then after this, maybe 2 more matches. Depends on how fast I die. Any historical tanks I would wish to be put in the game. I can't say I know too much about the historical side of tanks. I wish I could, or wish I did. I will say though, not that there's a huge amount of unique tanks, but an Israeli line, it would be a lot of like M4s and whatnot, and say like Centurions, I believe. But they do have some pretty unique takes on tanks, and I believe their tier 10 or even tier 9 would be unique to, I forget what it's called, but alright, where am I going? But yeah, that would probably be my greatest wish. Otherwise, I wish that they would properly model the T110 E5, E4, E3. Not that the E4 and E3 are completely historical, but the E5, its lower glacis actually should be a wedge shape. It's not an eggshell. Basically the designs of it were not eggshell shape. They should be a wedge shape, much like basically like this. Not as steep as that and small, but that's the shape it should be. But other than that, can't say I know too much about the historical side of tanks. I'm just going here because nobody else is going here. And we have a lot of people up there, so I'm hoping I can kind of weasel my way in here and move them along, since usually too many people up there is not a good thing. At least it's in counter mode, though. Ooh, Lord. This is not the tank I wanted to see. Say the least. At least he's angling pretty heavily into me, but I need to... I was about to say, he can pretty much two-shot me if he's lucky. And I can't do jack shit against him. But it's like the VK is not always the best tank. Like I'm pretty much gonna die here. But if you're not in a map where you get flanked, you're just gonna wipe the floor. But yeah, I'll hop back into the T28 Prototype after my next battle here, because I just came up against, that was pretty much a brick wall there. But maybe I'll actually hop into the VK. But 2100 damage, not great, but I could have did a little bit better. Okay, I passed it. The VK, honestly, I know they were looking to replace it with Prototype mouse, and it turned out not to be people's favorite tank since it was very slow. But honestly, this tank is... I actually do know some historical facts about this tank. Accentuate's armor values are completely inflated by... I think it's a minimum 100 millimeters they're inflated by on the front. Accentuate should be more like the Tier 8 VK 4502. And this tank, I just feel like it's a lazy way to balance it, because they just basically slapped a shit ton of armor on the front, and that was it. Fixed, guys. But it was just a lazy way to fix this tank, since it was pretty bad before because of power creep. But they were looking to replace it. Now, since they kind of canned the whole Prototype mouse thing, it looks like we're going to be stuck with this. But it's just a shame, because this tank, against lower tier tanks have pretty much no chance against this tank in the front, and I had no chance to back up there. But it's just, I think it's just lazy developers, honestly. Yeah, nice cut. But once I saw that thing, I'm just like, shit. Like, there's no running away. I could try to deflect, which I bounced one shot from him, but there was just no hope for me there. But yeah, Storm Tiger, they've thought about introducing it for several years now. I don't know if they're ever going to end up introducing it, but it's definitely an interesting tank to say the least. Which I don't want to get hit by that S51. I'm really hoping I see him shoot somewhere, but I'll take a crack at this, since there's nobody spotting me right now. I just didn't want to pull out and get obliterated. So that's one of those arties where that thing's very inaccurate, but when it hits you, you feel it. I don't necessarily want to push up. I'm seeing if I can catch this T-54 like that. So you have a very high alpha gun against 8s and 7s in this thing. Just trying to whittle their support out from behind them. Ooh, there's that S51. Yeah, I'm focusing a little bit too much on this guy, but yeah. Here's the hoping that somebody else can kill him. T71, maybe? Like, no? Alright, thanks a lot. I was hoping he would have killed him. He had plenty of freaking time to. I'm gonna look away from him, see if I can catch him off guard here. There we go. It's like, I just don't get it. Alright, I do have this T10, so I've gotta get my... Yeah, I'm gonna take a very unfortunate hit here, I think. But, yeah. Hopefully my guys push here. This is not the best position in the world for me to be fighting. But, nonetheless, at least I have my high alpha gun. Where are you going? You're gonna regret that, because you just helped me turn. Oh no, I shouldn't have let him get off of me. Although, here we go. Gotta love this gun when you're facing anything other than tier 10s. Like, this tank, it's completely overpowered at times. It's just the gun depression. Work around that and don't get shot in your sides too much, and whew, if there's no tier 10s in the match, you can even shrug off a ton of premium shells. I'm gonna let that T-34 be the first to poke out. Because this S-51's probably a little salty that the AMX 1390 there kind of ruined his position. But after this, I'll hop back into the T28 Proto. You can do it, T34. Aw, they both missed. Can I do? No. God damn you, Oho. But win's a win. It was definitely a little dicey there. I pushed out and left my sides open, but it worked out there in the end. Got a Mastery Badge 2nd class, 3,300 damage. Not too much else, but I'll take it. Let's see, did we win? We lost. But, alright. Let's hop into the T28 Proto. See if we can not come across a VK4502B in this time. Alright, good thing. No artillery, no tier 9s, so my armor might work. Great, there are a few TDs I gotta worry about. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna stick on this side. Really getting over here, it would be very awesome getting up in this spot, but that's a little bit too far away. By the time I get there, I'm either not going to be able to get in there because the enemy is going to be up here, or I would hope that we had already start pushing them down. So I'm just going to stick on this side a little bit closer, and hopefully, okay, hopefully the IS-6 comes on this side. Nope. KV-3 will work though. I just want somebody else with some armor. Everyone's turning. But after this tank, we'll see how long this match lasts. I might have one more match in me, so maybe I'll play the Heavy Tank 6. And that should cap the night off. I will be streaming Saturday, of course, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Potentially, I'm hoping tomorrow I'm going to get an article or two done, since it's going to be pretty crappy out where I'm at. Hoping. We'll see. Like I said, my girlfriend's family is kind of still staying here this week, so got my hands full, so hopefully I have a little bit of time. C3? Yeah, I wouldn't say C3 right here. I'm trying to push down. I don't like sitting too far back in this thing. Yep, thanks, Doug. Hopefully Saturday I won't be too tired by the time I stream, since I'll be going into work at, I think, like 5:30 or so. Not expecting to be too busy this weekend, but usually makes it a little bit harder. Ooh, I got a little bit lucky there. I like when it's busy at work, though. It's no fun just sitting there. Alright, so that, I was about to say, a little dinky tank shooting at me, but got the one big one mixed in with them. Yeah, like I said, Saturday, I'll be open to platooning if anybody would like to. Getting myself in a little bit of trouble here. I probably should have hung back, but at the same time, somebody needs a spot for our team here. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna regret this. Yay! Gotta love that tank. He wasn't even behind the frickin' bush. But hell, at least my death meant something. I think I caused enough damage here. Yeah, my teammates did not take any damage throughout all that. Yeah, he was not behind that bush, but oh well. I would have been better staying back, but at the same time, our light tank or even the heavy tank wasn't spotting, so I just took it upon myself. I think it was worth it though. We'll see how much assist damage I got. Alright, so I'll hop into the heavy tank 6. Some matches like that, though, I would have preferred to, like, Nice Cuppa said, sit back in C6 area. But I think it was definitely beneficial for somebody to be up there spotting, or else the enemy would have just pushed right into us, and usually that doesn't work too well on that side, defending, from my experience. Thank you. Kind of easy in the T28 Proto since it's pretty much all gun, even its armor, since they were higher than me. Granted, tier 8 tank destroyers can cut through its armor pretty well. Alright, so I'm gonna probably head over on that side, honestly. I'm looking at their team and they don't really have any heavier tanks, so I think as far as they do have the VK3601, but I'm hoping the OI heads that way. But regardless, I like the win the 1-2 line. I like winning that side of the map. Alright, good. The OI's heading the other side. But as long as I don't take a pretty big alpha hit from like a Dicker Max early on, or that VK is over here, I should be able to just bully these medium tanks. They do have that one LEF already, which if he's using heat rounds, since this tank's really boxy, that doesn't really work too well for me. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Nice Cuppa. But yeah, if nobody spots, it's just pointless. Basically pointless sitting back there if no one spots. And unfortunately, you can see really quickly where your light tanks, if they're going to be doing what you want them to do or not. And I just took it upon myself to just drive straight forward. I'll spot if you don't want to go out there and basically do what your class is designed to do. Alright, so I'm going to have a KV-1 behind me here. Got a little Crusader gang over here. I just hope that I have enough enemies over here to chew on to make it worthwhile. And hopefully we don't lose. Because our OI went to the center, which is beyond me. I thought he was going to go to the 8 line and just wipe the floor. A little bit here, and I should be fine. Might get myself into a little bit of trouble, but these mediums here don't really stand that much of a chance, to be honest. Let's just get this T-34 out. Do have to worry about the VK. Oh god, and also the Skoda, but I should be fine here, to be honest. I have to worry about the base now, but really, when you're top tier in this thing, it's a really freaking good tank. Alright, gotta worry about his little burst autoloader. Sorry about that. Alright, there we go. Now I'm gonna double back. Yeah, this will definitely be my last match of tonight. So, let's see how this goes. Just try to make this a good one. I'm gonna definitely try to spot. God damn it, he got away. At least I'll be able to get 1, maybe 2 hits on him. Maybe not. Here we go. Maybe I'll be able to get 1 more because he's taking a pretty good approach for me. There we go. Got that Cromwell in the center, but I'm just gonna start pushing over. Our team's pretty even to them, but at the same time, I'm not too concerned here. I like our chances. Yeah, some of my old live streams are definitely a little different from this. It's amazing how a little bit of time will make things look completely hilarious or sad. Hell, a lot of my older videos, I don't even have audio on them. Ooh, That was a nice shot. Still don't know where this Dicker Max is. I think he's going to be right over here on that side of the Hellcat. Could be wrong though. Got him in my sights. Come on, you know you want to come. Come down, come down. No. He's gotta... Can't play this too slow because their LEFH is gonna punish me. Here we go. Still gotta find that Dicker Max. I know where their LEFH is now though. Ooh, there he is. He's pointing right at me too. Alright. OI's going up, I'm going up. More concerned about the Dicker Max at this very moment. Here we go. Alright, I'm a little curious why this T-34 has not killed him yet. I'm very, very curious, but I guess I'll kill him. No problemo. Thank you very much, Crusader. Hopefully, there we go. I'll take that. Yeah, the Chi-Ri, it's definitely a funny tank, but I kind of like the Chi-Ri. I forgot to play it tonight, honestly. I would play it, but I definitely gotta end on this game here. Yep. Yeah, it does make sense, Nice Kappa. Took me a second to get what you're typing. But in any event, I gotta end tonight on an Ace Tanker award. So I got a Mastery Badge Ace Tanker, High Caliber. Haven't really played that many games in it, but 2,500 damage, not too shabby. Definitely was right that I was concerned about mainly these two tanks. They were my main goals to take out. And then not too much else, just assisted with a little bit, deflected a little bit, made a pretty decent amount of credits there. But in any event, nice chatting with a lot of you guys tonight. Glad you could stop by and check out the stream. Otherwise, my next stream this upcoming Saturday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If anybody wants a platoon, I'll be open to platooning. Depending on how many people want a platoon. Might have to, like 3 or 4 battles if there's a lot of requests. Otherwise, if just a few people want a platoon, I'm fine with that as well. Yep, nice chatting with you guys, and see you around. Good night and good morning to some of you, and have fun at work for at least one of you. But I'll see you guys hopefully Saturday.